So, a subscriber of mine told me, what's my thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony situation. Um, he said I should do a video on it. So, when I first heard of the Carmelo, I'm like, are they talking about Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player? But it's it's this younger dude who has the same name, but it's spelled with a K. Uh, Honestly, man, I don't really see why this story is so big. I don't really see why it's blowing up like that. From my knowledge, him he was at a track meet. So was it uh, Austin Metcalf or some shit, and it started to rain, right? And Carmelo Anthony went to seek shelter in Austin's team's tent, but Carmelo was on the rival team. He wasn't on their team. So the Austin Metcalf is like, "Hey man, you gotta get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your ass up out of here." You know what I'm saying? He ain't say a word for word like that. I'm just kind of exaggerating, but he told him he gotta go. And then I guess Carmelo was like, um, uh, "Touch me and see what happened" or some shit, right? And then the dude ran up, and I think the dude pushed him, and then that's when Carmelo stabbed him in his chest. And this happened when he was 17. Both people were 17. Both of them were 17, but they wanted to try Carmelo as an adult. So they tried him as an adult. He got found guilty. He got 35 years. My thoughts on this. Now I've been seeing a few people give their opinion, and like I saw Big War make a video about it. I saw Long Live Langston. I saw Blackie Speaks. I saw a few people give their opinion on it. So my opinion is okay, and I understand he's a younger dude, but I ain't gonna lie. If I was Now, I'm gonna tell you what I would have done when I was his age and when I'm my age now. If I was 17 and somebody told me, "Yeah, you gotta go, gotta get up out this tent," I would have said, "I ain't going nowhere, motherfucker." And then if he would have pushed me, I would have pushed his ass back. We would have fought, right? I probably would have got jumped, right? But that's me being young and stupid, right? But no one would have died. I wouldn't, no one would have got stabbed and anything like that. That's what I would have done if I was his age. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I can stand here, you know. Me at 26, almost 27 years old. Let's say I'm at a track meet. Um, and I'm on a track field, and it starts to rain, and I go to the opposing team tent to seek shelter. And one of the niggas like, "Hey man, get on up out of here." My first thing I would say, why? He said, "Cause you on a rival team. We don't want you here." I'll say, "Well, it's not cool that I just stand here." No. And if I saw that the dude was getting close to getting physical, I would have just walked off. I would have been pissed off. I'm like, man, because the dude would think, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I uh, I just punked him. I just I just punked his ass or whatever like that. But it's best to avoid conflict, man. Um, I know that sucks. Some dudes you got an ego, you got pride, man, and you probably like, ain't no dude gonna tell me to do nothing. Um, I ain't breaking the law. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. I'm just standing in this shelter trying to get out the rain. Right? I just would have just walked off, right? That's what I would have did. I would have said, man, it's not even that, I would have said, bro, it's not even that serious, And I would have walked off, not because, just to avoid the conflict. I'll be a little pissed off. Cause I'm like, man, why the fuck this nigga mad that I'm standing under their tent? I wouldn't really give a fuck if somebody from the rival team came to get out the rain under our tent, right? As long as they not, trying to listen to our plays and listen to what we talking about, and they like, that's what they said, and they take it back to the other team. Now, if they do that, I'm gonna say, hey, man, get your ass up out of here, man. You're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be up in here. But, if they just simply trying to get out the rain, I'm not gonna get mad at that. So, but I understand Karmelo Anthony was young, bro. 17. I ain't gonna lie, I would have probably tried to stand my ground at that age. I wouldn't have stabbed the nigga, but I guess from what I've heard, I guess the dude was bigger than Karmelo. He was bigger than him. And Karmelo like, man, I'm about to stab this big ass white nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because he was bigger than him and shit. But I don't think he should have did it. I know he was young. He made a mistake, but hey, man. He had made a mistake, but it is what it is, man. End of the day, the dude lost his life. Now, if the nigga didn't die, maybe they would have been a little bit more, possibly they could have been a little bit more lenient with him. But because the dude died, I mean, they can't just let him get off free, scotch free. I know he was young and shit, but and they didn't give him life in prison. They gave him 35. So if he's 18 right now, he'll be getting out 29, 39, 49. When he's 54, which that's still a long fucking time, but I know if you have good behavior and shit, you can knock down your sentence a little bit. You kind of knock it down a little bit, so it's not like his, he got life, That's still a long ass time though. But yes, the Austin Metcalf dude is wrong. You don't push nobody, just because they don't want to leave the tent. Get your ass out, you don't push nobody, bro. He was the one that initiated the physical contact, and that's why some people are saying that, well, the dude pushed him first. Well, it don't matter. If someone pushes me, my first reaction ain't gonna be, oh yeah, I'm gonna stab this nigga right in his chest. That's not gonna be my first reaction. Even as a 17-year-old, that's not gonna be my first reaction. I don't know if Karmelo comes from the hood. I don't know. Just because he black don't mean he come from the hood, but I don't know. I don't know if he's used to like that hood shit. Like, I don't know how he was raised. I don't know nothing about his parents. I don't know if he lives in a hood where he feels, because if you live in the hood, bro, you gotta have a weapon on you. If you live in the hood, you cannot live in the hood and think gotta have a weapon on you. When I was in the hood, man, our house got broken into, I think twice, and then someone broke into our garage twice, and then someone tried to break in a fifth time, but this time I wasn't home, and the dude was trying to kick the door down. And then at the time, my mom didn't have a gun. I was a teenager. So these things happened while we were unarmed. Oh yeah, someone broke into my mom's car, so we got robbed like 6, 7 times. Fuck that shit. That's why I got my motherfucking gun license, and eventually I'm gonna buy me a gun. If I see anyone in my house, you getting shot. No question. I'm not gonna be. I'm shooting you. No questions asked. I'm not gonna hesitate. Bow. Once I see a foreign invader in my domain, bow. No questions asked. I'm not finna be nice. No, you getting shot. So, yeah, man. I don't know if he had that hood mentality. Oh man, you know, I gotta keep a weapon on me type shit, and he brought it to that track meet. But you know, he just should have left, man. But like I said, but I understand he's younger. But even when I was his age, I would have said, man, I ain't going nowhere. You ain't gonna tell me to go nowhere. You know, I would have stood my ground. And if he would have pushed me, I would have pushed his ass back. Probably would have been a fight. But I wouldn't have stabbed the motherfucker. You know, I wouldn't have stabbed his ass. So, I mean, like I said, you know, I guess people feel sympathetic because of his age. But end of the day, bro, that Austin nigga died, bro. He not like the nigga just got stabbed and they were able to just stitch up his wound or do surgery and stitch him up and he was all good. Like, nah, the nigga died, bro. So they can't just let him get off scotch-free. You know? And they said, oh, you know, Karmelo had a all-white jury, right? They had an all-white jury, right? And I guess they were saying like, because they're all white, you know, they were probably being biased towards him. Well, guess what? If he had an all black jury, it's possible that the black people will be biased towards him as well, but biased in a way that they don't want him to be convicted. But the white people, they may have been biased to want him to be convicted. But you never know. You never know, man. All in all, man, I don't think that I don't see nothing wrong with his sentencing. He did it. I mean, he stabbed the dude. I mean, what else? You got people donating GoFundMe. Like I saw, I think Lil Boosie said he was donating 100,000. I'm like, dude, what? He actually stabbed him. It's not like that motherfucker pulled out a knife and he pulled out a knife and he defended himself. And because that dude put out a knife first. Now, if that dude put out a knife first, that's different. I was like, wait, y'all give him 35 years, but the other dude put out a knife on him first, and he put out a knife, he defended himself. I can understand that. I'm like, wait, hold on now. But no, the other dude just pushed his ass. He pulled out a knife, stabbed him. That's not justified, man. A lot of these black people, oh man, so fucked up, man. He did it, bro. He did it. He should never stabbed the motherfucker, man. So that's all I gotta say. I'm out.